For this example, we're going to use IFB 41, 42, and 43 for a translation protocol. Amanpour will be on IFB 41. As you can see, she's delegated to aux 1. Our guest, who speaks a foreign language, will be on IFB 42. As you can see, they're delegated to aux 2. And our translator, who will be doing the translating, is on IFB 43. And as you can see, they're delegated to aux 3. To set up our board, we're going to go to buses. We're going to toggle off auxes 1, 2, and 3 from everything on the board. That way it's like we're starting with a blank slate. So we have all of our channels here on the surface. Router 11 will be Christian Amanpour, router 12 will be our foreign language speaking guest, and router 13 will be our translator. So you need to think to yourself, I need to feed the aux. What do they need to hear? In router 11, you're going to feed aux 3 because our foreign language guest, or our foreign language translator, is listening to aux 3. So we'll turn on the bus sending of Christian's mic to aux 3. This way, the translator can hear her ask a question. When you track her up, she's asking a question. How is the translator's translation of that question going to get to the foreign language speaking guest? We got to turn on the aux send for the translator's audio channel to reach the foreign language speaking guest. The foreign language speaking guest is listening to aux 2, so we need to take the audio channel for the translator and feed aux 2 with it. But we need to make sure to do it in a pre-faded manner. Why are we doing this? Because we're not going to be tracking the translator when they're translating Christian's English question into a foreign language that the guest can understand. We don't want to hear that on air. That's why they're pre-faded to aux 2. Now, since our foreign language guest is listening to aux 2, they're able to hear the translator translate Christian's question into their native language. They're ready to start answering the question, but they need to get their audio to the translator's ear. So we need to make sure the aux send is turned on for the foreign language guest on aux 3, since that's the aux that the translator is listening to. We're going to send it pre-faded as well, because again, we're not going to be tracking up the foreign language speaking guest all the way. We're going to be tracking them very low, just for a good nat sound in the background. What we want to hear on air is the translator full level speaking English as he's live translating the foreign language guest into English. And since we need to make sure that the translator is getting to Christian's ear, we need to make sure that we turn on the aux sending of the translator to aux 1, which is what Christian's listening to. Now, there's one last step. As the translator is speaking English, and we want Christian hearing that, we got to keep in mind that we do not want the foreign language speaking guest hearing the translator's English translation. So we need to turn off the busing to aux 2 when the translator is translating a foreign language answer into English for Christian. This way it won't confuse the foreign language guest as he's finishing his answer.